What is going on, everybody? Taylor here, and today I am going to finally talk about Incredibles 2. I did get to go see it last week, finally made time for it. Yeah, sorry, I know it's taken me a long time, but I am here to talk about it. This is going to be a spoiler-free review, so if you're like me and you've been really lagging and really haven't been able to make time to go see it, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, I promise. But yeah, I'm excited to finally get to talk about this. I've been waiting way too long. I was supposed to go see it with my family. Long story short, didn't happen. So yeah, here we are. Let's get into it. So I want to start off by saying I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I love that they pretty much pick up right where we left off. Even though it's been 14 years for us, for them, they're in pretty much the exact same place. And we're seeing the story from where we left off in the last movie. And that was really interesting for me because in the last 14 years, I've grown up quite a lot. I was 10, 14 years ago. Now I'm 24. So a lot has happened in that amount of time, and the way that I, watch movies has adapted and changed, and the person that I am has obviously changed a lot. So watching this movie from the perspective that I have now was very much me being able to relate to the adults in the movie, to the parents, and seeing, the politicians and everyone else, and really understanding their side of the narrative. Whereas last time when I was 10, I wanted to be Violet, and I, understood their point of view and what they were dealing with and how they were feeling about it. And so for me, I think that was the most interesting takeaway, which I know this isn't a review of the movie, but it is something I wanted to talk about because it affected the way that I watched the movie quite a bit, and in different ways than I was expecting. But I thought that they did a really great job of showing that perspective, of taking the parents and the adults and really developing how they're dealing with what's happening in the story, and how how they cope with things and the way that they grow as characters was super interesting for me to watch. I loved Mr. Incredible's journey a lot, and I thought that Elastigirl, her journey was really great too, and I feel like they were both very interesting, very different rides to go on, and it really gave us time to see where they're both coming from, and like I said, how they're both deciding to deal with what's happening and the very real struggles that they're facing, and trying to balance with taking care of their kids and not making sure that the kids aren't worrying and stressed, and balancing all this crazy stuff. So that was a really great element that I loved a lot in the story. I thought that the new characters that we were introduced to were awesome. I loved them. I feel like we got a decent amount of backstory on the important ones. Enough to at least give us as an audience a way to categorize them in our mind, to understand motives for decisions that they were making. We didn't get to spend a ton of time on their character development, but we were able to learn enough about them where the decisions they're making make sense. And I'm kind of fine with the fact that we didn't spend a ton of time developing the other characters, because I feel like they all served their purpose and achieved what they needed to achieve, and that was fine with me. I was much more interested in getting to see the Incredibles family's journey and spending time with their characters, and being a part of that particular narrative was more important to me personally. But they could have, some people are probably going to say they could have done more with it, and that's fine. But yeah, I really enjoyed the overall theme and the overall tone of the movie. No spoilers, but girl power for sure. I really just had so much fun with this movie. I found myself laughing and really, really engaging with the humor. I found myself on the verge of crying a few times. I went into the movie crying because of the short that played before the movie. That I was completely unprepared for on every emotional level, and that destroyed me. So if you guys want to talk to me about that, let's chat about that, because talking about seeing stuff from a perspective I was not ready for, like, whew, that one hit me right, just gut punch. But yeah, this movie was worth the wait, I think. It's been a long time, obviously, and a lot has happened since I saw the first movie. But even though the characters picked up in the exact same spot and the rest of us have gone through a lot in that amount of time, I really liked that. I liked being able to go back to that time and not feel like their world had changed, and get to see their world from where I'm at personally now. And Edna is still the best character, hands down. Once again, not going to spoil anything, but to me, Edna kind of steals the show a little bit. She's fantastic. But yeah, I can't really say too much else without going into spoiler territory, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to say that you guys should definitely check the movie out, especially if you were a fan of the first one, because it's a good time. It's a good time, and it's great to be able to revisit these characters and go on the next part of their journey with them. And I'm really, really glad that we got a part 2. I really am. What did you guys think? Please tell me most of you have seen this and are not like me and have just been neglecting seeing great movies. If you have seen it, please leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to talk to you guys about this. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out before it leaves theaters. It's on its way out, definitely, because I saw it in one of the world's smallest theaters because I'm catching the very tail end of it, apparently. But thank you guys so much for all of your support. You're all amazing. I cannot possibly thank you enough. As always, my links are in the description down there if you want to find me on social media or check out my Patreon, or go check me out on Stardust where I post little mini reactions. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Seriously, you guys have no idea how much your support means to me. I will see you all next time.